The answer is rowing. Doctors, researchers, cardiologists all recommend that if you can do 30 minutes of rowing 3 times a week, it's the best single exercise you can do for your overall health. Now, why is rowing so important and why is it so powerful? Because when you're rowing, you're also using 70% of your lower limb and 30% of your upper limb. Not only do you improve your overall skeletal health, you can stimulate both mitochondria content, which is how much mitochondria there is. You can grow more mitochondria, and mitochondria function, how well the mitochondria performs. Remember, when you're doing volume, which is duration times intensity, when you have a longer bout, such as 30 minutes, you're able to stimulate the production of mitochondria. When you're doing more intensity, which is when you're increasing the intensity as you're rowing over that 30-minute period, where you can do almost like peaks and valleys, like little peaks and valleys, little hills, or they call it fartleks in running, you're able to create higher intensity training that stimulates mitochondria function. So you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's just a wonderful exercise. I prescribe this exercise to people who don't have a lot of time or they're just starting out. You know, they're looking for something easy they can just do without thought. And guess what? A lot of the rowing machines today even have a TV in front of it. So I think it's Hydro, Peloton. These are some of the more popular rowing machines, but I use mine at UFC, which is the current gym I'm using. It has a rowing machine in it. There's no screen, but I listen to podcasts where I rehearse content. I think this is a wonderful tool for anyone, male, female, any age to engage in. Remember, if you're doing moderate to vigorous exercise and you're not comfortable with exercise, make sure you get doctor's approval, especially if you had open heart surgery or other renal diseases. Today, it's really easy for you to connect with your doctor. Just message them. I know that Kaiser and Cedars-Sinai all give you the ability to text your doctor. 1 exercise 3 times a week to improve the elasticity of your overall arteries, you know, give it more bounce so it doesn't harden. And I think that you're also minimizing the amount of impact, right? When you're rowing on that machine, there's really not much impact. So you can graduate from there. You know, once you get your cardiovascular health a little bit better and you're more used to, you know, this bout of exercise, you can graduate to other machines. You can mix it up. You can do some rowing. You can do some treadmill. You can do some elliptical. You can do some weights. But use rowing as kind of that starting point to get you to metabolic health, to get you to where you feel more confident in your body. And I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised that it's really low impact. You also can do it in a sense that when I say 30 minutes a day, you don't have to take me literally. Start off with a minimum amount that you find is comfortable. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 15 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. But I promise you, when you get on that rowing machine for the first time, you're going to feel like, oh, this is pretty easy, especially if you get on one that's relatively new. You know, the bearings I think they use under the sea, it's kind of it's really an enjoyable experience. Remember, the goal is to get to 150 minutes of exercise a week so that you can hit CDC guidelines. Feel free to go over. And you know, one thing that I want to emphasize that all of you understand is if you are lucky enough to have a rowing machine in your house or in your office, you can do 5 minutes 6 times a day and meet that 30-minute a day threshold. Or you could do 10 times a day. Remember, it's not about just one long bout. It's not the weekend warrior. It's about our ability to split things up, right? So that we're constantly moving. We're not sitting in one place for extended duration. So row 30 minutes 3 times a week if you can. If you want to add more volume, it only helps your heart. And if you want to split up rowing, sometimes during the morning, sometimes during the day, sometimes during the evening, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Have fun. Do it. It'll help you. So remember, this is just kind of your starter kit. Start here and we'll graduate to other exercises in the future. Thanks.